This computer. There we go. And then got it. Okay. So, oh, a little more. Well, actually, the light's pretty good. I'm surprised.
Light's very good.
I had a little more light. Of course, it's going to be going down. So we'll see over here. So welcome to Salad in a Jar. A couple of the things that I had posted earlier in the table party, and if you haven't been in there yet, you can still get in there, or I can always send these to you, is for how you make this. Wait a minute. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and do a share screen. That's going to make this even easier.
Look at that. Pretty cool.
So, there we go. Let's see if this works.
So I did not see those 2 pieces of paper.
Gotcha. It's not coming out. Come here, where'd it go? Maybe that's fine. This is why it's really nice to have somebody here to help you. Because then they could be doing this and I could be talking. I'm so sorry. Let's see. Okay. Because one of the most important things about doing salad in a jar is getting them in the right order. Because that's going to be the difference between a soggy salad and a nice crisp salad. So this is in the table party, so you can print it out on your own. But you want your hearty vegetables towards the bottom. Now, watch this, because that picture is actually from Pampered Chef when we had our make and take jar available. And for the make and take jar, if you look up at the top, it shows dressing goes here, which means you would have a separate compartment for your dressing. But if you're using a regular mason jar, then your salad's going to go in the bottom, and that's absolutely fine. So next, you would put your hearty vegetables. Those are the ones that aren't going to soak up all the dressing. So like your cucumbers, your carrots, your tomatoes, your beets, your broccoli, bell peppers, all of those things. Above that, you're going to put your more delicate vegetables. So that would be something like onions or asparagus or avocado. Oh, shoot, there was 2 tools I went to grab and I forgot. As soon as I said avocado, I remembered. So those kind of things that are going to be a little more delicate. We don't want them to soak up all the juice. Mushrooms will soak up juice as well. So you want those next. And then greens. Now, keep in mind that a salad is normally mostly greens, right? So you don't want to have more than 50% of the toppings, because you want at least 50% of your salad to be the greens. Okay. And then above that is going to be the stuff that some of these you might even put on after you're done. It could be like your hard-boiled eggs or cheese or nuts or some fresh herbs or tortilla strips or chow mein noodles, any of that kind of stuff. In fact, I've got one other image that I'll share with you. It kind of talks about that. Let's see here. So let me stop that share. And then I'll bring up this other one, which is right here. This is a super old flyer from Pampered Chef, but man, I still use this like a Bible. And that shows you, again, how the layering could be, where the beans should go, all of that. Give me 1 second to grab my chicken here. Yeah. Okay. I also want to show you the best way to grill some chicken for it. So that gives you, that's such a great, oh, what would you call it? Like granimals. Think of granimals for vegetables, you know, a mix and match kind of idea. So that's all right there. Okay, I'm going to stop that share. And let's get on to cooking, because, boy, I wish you were here. The chicken smells so good. So here we go. Dressings. Let's talk dress. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I got to back up a minute. So one of the really fun things to do, if you ever want to do this with a bunch of girlfriends, like a Pampered Chef cooking party, would be to have everybody bring their own mason jar, and one of the vegetables, like somebody could bring the cucumbers, somebody could bring bell peppers, somebody could bring mushrooms, somebody could bring the lettuce, somebody could bring craisins and nuts, something like that. But that's a really fun way to do a Pampered Chef party where everybody ends up going home with a salad in the jar. Meanwhile, what we do at the party is show you the tools that make it easy. Let's see. The other thing is, I got my notes back there if you can't tell. If you are doing meal prep, if you want a meal prep dinner where you're getting your veggies ready on Sunday for the rest of the week, or however you like to do your meal prep, maybe putting it in separate little containers, the whole thing. Some of these tools, it's what's going to make that bigger job so much easier. So check out these tools. These are the tools I use in my home all the time. We do a lot of salads. We do a lot of just cooking a protein with it, salmon or chicken, shrimp, a lot of pork. And I'm getting better and better with my cast iron skillet. So I just did pork tenderloin in a cast iron skillet. I'm so excited how great it tastes. So if you want to know more about cast iron cooking, maybe we could do a class like that later on down the road. I'm still learning, but I'm really diving into it. So like I mentioned, it's really important to know how to layer your salad in a jar because it's all about the fresh. And then you can get creative and try new flavors that you don't usually put into a salad, or just stick with your tried and true. About jars, you can certainly use a good old glass mason jar. Pampered Chef came out with this one. It's no longer available. It's retired. So if you have one at home, you're very lucky. This was called our make and take jar. And in the top is where you could put your dressing and then layer your salad in. So this was a great tool. I'm really sorry it's not around anymore. Sometimes things go away because our manufacturer just isn't holding up to what they need to do for us, or it's not that popular. This one was popular. So if you could find one of these, that's awesome. But if you're using glass, that's great. A wide mouth jar is better because then it gets easier to put everything into it and get everything out. So keep that in mind. And it's really a personal preference if you want to go glass or if you want to go with the heavy duty plastic. I'm going to warn you now, take some notes because I may be showing some tools and later you go, oh, what was that thing that you did the whatchamacallit with? So take some notes now. You know, you're in this party and it is a shared reward party, so you can order with a discount above. Okay, first we're going to talk about dressings because homemade dressings are so much better than any bottled dressing you could ever get. Pampered Chef has, oh, and I did bring a little flyer out. It's in my office. This is called our Measure, Mix, and Pour. So there's two basic salad dressing recipes right on the jar. The Italian, it's called simple vinaigrette dressing. I like to do it with balsamic vinegar. It's the bomb. This is my family favorite. It's got a little honey, a little Dijon, some pepper and salt. Here it says white wine vinegar. We always do it with balsamic. And the two secret ingredients I add that aren't on here is 1 crushed garlic clove and about 1.5 teaspoons of our Italian herbs. That makes this the best Italian dressing ever. So I will tell you about that. There's some creamy dressings that come with it. There's an Asian vinaigrette, all kinds of good stuff. So highly recommend this. And you just shake it up, pop it open, and pour it out. Less expensive when you make your own dressings, but even better, it's just the fresh flavor. There's no preservatives in there. Another thing you can try is I have the best ever homemade honey mustard dressing. Okay, are you ready? Here's what it is. It is 1 cup of vegetable oil. Now we use canola oil when we make it. And to be honest, I'm gonna change it up. 1 cup is the recipe as I got it. Go 3/4 cup of vegetable oil. Then 1/2 cup of Dijon mustard, 1/3 cup of honey, and 1/3 cup of lime juice. And normally I would make this in my manual food processor. Just dump it all in. Now you guys know this is great for chopping as well. But for emulsifying it, it's awesome. And then just kind of noisy. For probably 30 seconds and you'll find it all blended and emulsified. If you don't have this and you want to do something a little more sophisticated, then go for our flex tool. Using the flex tool, you could make this with the immersion blender, or get this set up, the immersion blender, or you could use the food processor. Just that easy. And that's all you need to make a great dressing. I will tell you that little recipe I just told you, it's going to knock your socks off when you try it. For safety reasons, I'm taking the battery off. I actually did it the right way.
Can you tell us the ingredients again of the
Yeah.
honey mustard?
I would do 3/4 cup of canola oil or vegetable oil or avocado. I haven't done it with avocado oil.
Okay.
When I was doing these classes before, we were using canola, but I think I probably switched it up to avocado oil now. Half a cup of Dijon mustard, 1/3 cup of honey, 1/3 cup of lime juice. It's so good. And just mix till it's nice and emulsified. Okay, so if you remember on that chart, the next thing was your hearty ingredients. So that would be like our carrot, our cucumber, or our bell pepper. So I want to show a couple tools that I would like to do with that make these super easy. So first, let's go ahead and peel our carrot. This is not a, what do you call it? Organic carrot. So I'm going to peel it. And this is old school. This is my original veggie peeler from when I started back in 1994 with Pampered Chef. And it's still, oh, I shouldn't put it, I was putting it over there.
Still going.
I put it over there so that the peels would be in one spot. But yeah, it's just this easy, still going strong. You buy one today, it's going to have a more ergonomic handle, because as Pampered Chef goes on, we learn, we get more ergonomic. Sometimes there's new materials that come out, and you want to change up materials to be more up with the times. There's something better out there. In this case, there's nothing better than the same surgical stainless steel we have on here. Excuse me, let me get my water real quick. Okay, so I'm going to do a knife tip. When you have your different size knives, here's your rule of thumb with knives. You want to use a knife that is about twice the size as what you're cutting. So the chef's knife, you're going to go for your bigger foods, right? Don't use this with your little green onions. Your paring knife, don't go into a watermelon with this one, right? Use this for your little green onions. So use something about twice as big as what you're cutting. So I'm going to go, this is my go-to, the Santoka. So I'm just going to get both sides there, cut those off. I'm going to do the same with my cucumber. And then for these, I'm going to show off the rapid prep. Because if you haven't seen this in use yet, you're going to be so happy you're here. I also brought out my simple slicer. This one's been around for a long time. Again, great for meal prepping. When you slice things the same thickness, they tend to cook at the same rate. Also, it's easier for eating, versus getting a big old chunk of carrot and then a skinny old zucchini or cucumber. So that's one of the good things about having food in the same thickness. This one, as I mentioned, just does 3, a number 1, 2, or 3, 1 being the thinnest. It's a great tool. I've used it forever and ever and ever, but I have to admit my new rapid prep kind of took over for this one.
And what's the other one called? The simple one?
Simple slicer.
Simple slicer. Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. So here we go. Anybody that likes to make fresh French fries at home, this is going to be your best bud ever.
Because I love that tool.
Oh my gosh, it's the best. So there's 2 buttons back here, and based on how you dial those in is how you're going to cut. Like notice over here, it's got lines in it. So this one, and then the thickest setting here, which is the 8, that setting right there is going to be your best French fry. If you want to do shoestring fries, then you go, or julienne. Oh, I'm sorry, you guys, I lied. That's the thick side.
Yes.
Okay. If you wanted to do julienne or shoestring, then change it over to this one. As you can see, the lines are a little closer together. And then make this thinner as well. And if you just simply want to slice, then you go right here to the straight. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to slice this in the middle. I don't want these too thick. I don't want these too thin. So we're gonna go to a number 5. This goes up to an 8. And this is how easy this works, guys. Put this in here. This is the food chute. If you notice, it all folds down to make it nice and easy to store. And you know, the one thing you're gonna love is how easy it is to clean, because this thing is so easy to wash. Okay, we can even do them at the same time. I'll do them at the same time. One on the floor, both will be very happy that I did that. There we go. Cucumber and a carrot, all sliced at the same time. Done. Just that easy. And because these are both what we consider hearty vegetables, they would go in at the same place in my salad in a jar. The next one I'm going to show off is a bell pepper. Oh, I'm going to back up. So what else would you cut with this? Gosh, it's like everything. You can even cut citrus to make like lemon and lime slices. The potatoes, onions, beets, zucchini, what other fruit? You name it. Mushrooms I've done. Brussels sprouts, right there. Do the Brussels sprouts with that number 5 setting and you get nice thin pieces. That's my favorite way to do Brussels sprouts. But you name it, you could do it on there. Okay, moving on to a bell pepper. And I was completely going by color on this, trying to make it a pretty salad. Couple things you could do with the bell pepper. I am going to do my favorite way of slicing it, where you cut off the bottom first, cut all around the side. Okay, are you notice how easy this knife is slicing? It's just like butter, just cutting right through. And by doing it that way, you can then throw the seeds away all in one. Now, if you're the type that likes to use a bell pepper for, oh, it's over here. To do, oh, it's that bell pepper smells amazing. If you want to do, I had a little black tool, and of course it's mixing in with every color I have. Where is my scoop loop? And then I brought it. I have my black bar chairs here. I'm like, is it just there and I can't see it? Or did it fall? Okay, scoop loop. Thought I brought it in. Is one of the free gifts that you can get with purchase this month. And it looks like a little snowman. Oh, here it is. I knew it blended into something. Kind of looks like a little snowman. So if you wanted to do the bell pepper, cutting off the top and then go in and get all the seeds, there's a little bit of a serrated edge there. This is also great. I want you guys to see it up close. This is also great for doing spaghetti squash, butternut squash, pumpkins. Ooh, even a mango. Slice through to get your mango pulp out. Lots of good things, but spend 90 this month and this could be one of your free gift choices. Another one, since I'm on that subject, spend 90, get a free gift, is you can get our mesh veggie bags. If you want to save baggies, okay, when you go to the grocery store, how many baggies do we end up taking home and throwing right away? So this is a set of 3. These are machine washable. They weigh just about nothing, so it's not going to make you pay extra for your veggies. But take these to the store with you, and then you can store them at home in the bags. So there's a small, a medium, and a large.
Do the bags help the produce last longer?
I find it about the same.
Okay.
I don't see any difference in how the veggies last. Good question. Thank you so much for asking that one. Okay, this one's going over here. So just to show off something different, I brought out the quick slice. Now, those of you that have been around Pampered Chef for a long time, you gotta love the egg slicer, right? Eggs, kiwi, mushrooms, strawberries, all those. But every now and then, you push a little too hard and one of those wires break. Well, let me tell you, once this came out, I quit using my egg slicer completely, because this is what I call the egg slicer's big brother. This has serrated blades in the bottom so that it goes right through everything, and it's dishwasher safe. So what I'm going to do with the bell pepper is actually cut it twice So you go that one, you've got the strips, right? Oops. Okay. But if I go again, just mushing the other way, now I've got diced bell pepper.
Very nice.
Let me do this. But again, you could do your mushrooms, your strawberries, your eggs, kiwis. And when you're doing some of those, like I'll do the mushrooms next, you are doing multiples at once. So it's not like when you had the egg slicer and you can only do one at a time. And you will never have to worry about the blades breaking on you because these are sturdy serrated blades.
Now that's one product I do not have that I will get. I like it.
This we use at home a lot. You know, the rapid prep is going to be great for doing your slices. It can't do the dice. And also if I'm not doing as much, I'm going to break out the rapid prep when I've got a big quantity because that's going to get a lot of the job done fast. Oh, let me tell you, making soup this last season, I was using this all the time because if you're following me on Facebook at all, you know that my biggest goal is to get more vegetables into my husband because he would totally ignore them if I let him. So I sneak veggies into everything. And there we go. There's our, let me show you guys this. This is so impressive. Hey, and if you do shop at Safeway through Tuesday, oh, today's the last day. Bell peppers were $1 each, all the different colors.
Ooh, nice.
So there you go.
Beautiful.
Nicely sliced. Over there. Let me show you how the how these work as well. Mushrooms. I'm just going to slice them. We don't need to be dicing mushrooms. But I'm going to put 2 on. Okay. And these 3 are a little smaller. Let's see if I can fit 3. Yep. So just getting the job done a lot faster. Done. And again, slice evenly. Okay, that's the mushrooms. Okay, something else I have to show. And I will tell you right now that if you order one of these now, it's about a 4 to 5 week lead time. This is called a cup slicer. And I'll be honest, I'm not going to use it for a big job. This is going to be great for the small jobs or if the kids want to help. There's the serrated blades right there. And so I'm going to show a banana. Did a banana. Okay, this isn't going in my salad. But if you were just going to do a couple mushrooms, you could do this over the mushrooms. This is great for strawberries. I could do the little tomatoes with it too, but I'm going to show you something else with the tomatoes. And so, hang on. So here is the cup slicer. Okay. My husband doesn't like to eat fruit much either. So let me tell you, when I did my demo video on this one, I did strawberries, a kiwi, banana, and one other fruit, cantaloupe, something else. And here we go. I had it all done, and my husband said, "Oh, what are you going to do with that fruit?" And I said, "Eat it." He goes, "Oh, can I have some?" He never eats fruit either. So this was another way to make my husband eat fruit, which I'm totally game with. So there you go, all sliced. Oh, at the end, sometimes the last bit doesn't come out. Just put the cap back on it, and it all comes out. So this is great. Like I said, let the kids help. Do your bananas, your strawberries. Gosh, fruit season, this is going to be the bomb. Now, the other thing you can do with it, and I didn't do because I want to show a different tool, is the cherry tomatoes. But like I said, there's something else I want to show off with cherry tomatoes. So hang tight. Let me move this around. And this one is called the close and cut. Now, I don't really like tomatoes. Have to admit, when they're homegrown and somebody has them and they're sharing, the homegrown ones are always the best, right? There's nothing better than the homegrown tomatoes. But I know they're good for me, so I try to eat them. But when you're eating a tomato like this, the dressing doesn't really go into it, right? Like this, the dressing just falls all around it. So I like to grab a close and cut, to cut a whole bunch of these at once. Now, you may have seen this trick done with 2 paper plates. They don't stay together quite as good as this does. And what's going on here is both of these plates push back. There's a spring, so that when you cut through, they're going to cut directly through the center of whatever you have in here. So now I have tomato halves. Just that easy. And then when I put my dressing on, the dressing is going to go into the tomato and give it flavor. If I have to eat tomatoes, they better be flavorful. These are store-bought. They're okay, but they're not that great. Let's be honest. Now, other things you can do with this instead of just cherry tomatoes. You could do grapes. That's what I did today. I think grapes, a little cup slicer is great for grapes. You could do bagels. You could do brie cheese, thick chicken breasts. You can cut your thick chicken breast in half, and then this goes right into the dishwasher. So don't worry about chicken stuff, okay, being all over it. So that's the close and cut. Can't tell you. That's one of those tools where you use it once, you're like, oh my God, this is amazing. Because at first you look at it, you go, nobody needs that. And then you use it, like, oh yeah, this is a really good tool.
So
Yeah.
I'm hoping to get that soon, but the little tomatoes, I've been using my 1 cup slicer. I love it.
Yeah. So actually, let me go ahead and show that if you guys want to see. The little cup slice.
So fast.
Shannon, I saw you just join us. Tell me, this is going to be hard. Don't tell me your favorite child. Tell me your favorite Number Chef tool this week. Tomatoes. Uh-oh. Maybe Shannon's driving because I can't hear. Okay, so here you go.
Oh, I thought you wanted it in the chat, Diane. So it would probably be a hard choice between the blender, which I use all the time, but I'm going to make some low sugar blueberry jam to take to some family in Phoenix. But also tonight I was thinking, gosh, it's been a minute since I've used the air fryer to make the pork roast that I learned from you.
Yeah.
So amazingly good. I didn't have the pork roast. So anyway, but all of a sudden I got a craving for it, but the blender really is magical. Everyone is so excited to get the homemade jams and butters and you know, everything.
Have you tried the lemon curd yet, Shannon?
I have not, ma'am. I've got my brother-in-law loves lemon curd, but I've made so many other things. I just haven't done that one yet, but I will.
Good. Okay, so I want to show you guys, here's the difference. The cherry tomatoes are sliced by using the cup slicer versus cut in half by using the close and cut. So it's just your personal preference.
Nice.
Okay, that's done. That's done. I'm going to move the camera over now to my stovetop to see some chicken over here. I'm going to show you guys. Oh, I meant to take this out earlier and I forgot. Okay. One of the best things about doing your home salads is grill up an easy protein. So I happen to do the, here it is. I did some chicken breasts today. And I meant to take them out to really impress you guys of this pan, and I didn't even think about that. So I am using the new press. It's the cast iron press. But I did make them in my grill pan. And this is part of the nonstick collection where the handles come off. And the best thing about the handles coming off is that you can then store them easier. So there you go, just like that, one-handed. What I did with my chicken is I start off by putting it in a baggie, not this one because I didn't want a juicy, yucky baggie around. I pound the heck out of it with my meat tenderizer so that it's nice and flat and thin, which means it now cooks more evenly. I do put some oil in the baggie before I do that so that the oil is coated all around it. Today I used avocado oil. And tonight our flavor is a combo of lemon pepper and the 3 onion. Now it can be whatever flavor you want. That just happened to grab my fancy tonight. Now If you wanted to keep your chicken warm for a while, what I should have done, and I forgot, was put it here in my insulated bowl. Now this is going into a salad, so I don't want the chicken to be hot, right? But the beauty of these bowls is that if you are using these for serving, the lid sits right there. How I use these the most, this is the smallest one, it's 1 quart. How I use those most often is making like breakfast. Okay, I've got the pancakes done, but there's more coming out. And so I'll throw pancakes in here. I probably use the 2.5 quart size more than the 1 quart. And that way the pancakes will stay warm while I'm finishing off everything else, and I still get a warm breakfast. Hang on, I'm gonna grab a different size bowl for what I want to do. Okay. This is the good old classic batter bowl. I'm grabbing my chicken out and look at those grill marks. It's beautiful. All kinds of flavor on there. Okay, follow me back over here. Okay, now we're going to chop up the chicken. So these are called the salad choppers. If your lettuce was, a big thick head of lettuce and you needed to chop it up, these are the tools to make that happen. So you see there's like 2 blades here on the bottom, kind of a spoon on the other side, and they do lock. What I'm going to do is just hold them backwards and go in and start chopping the chicken up so that I now have good pieces for a salad. And oh gosh, this smells so good. Now I was going to layer my salad in the mason jar so you could see how pretty it is, but my chicken is still a little too warm to put in there. You would want this to be cool before you added it in. One of the things we like to do here is add some fruit to the salad. So oftentimes it's going to have grapes, mango, peaches, apple, kind of whatever's in season, because we're still being healthy and we're getting a new flavor. And here we go. How long did that take me? Not even a minute. Our chicken is completely chopped. But keep in mind, you can use this on whatever you need it for. It's just going to chop everything up. And let me show this off. Chicken's all chopped. Good to go. Okay. I think 2 other things. With the summer finally coming, oh, beans, I gotta do the beans. But with the summer coming and new produce coming out, something I'm very, very happy with, I use this every season, is the kernel cutter. A little bit of fresh corn on your salad just gives it that sweetness and crisp. When it goes on sale, sometimes we can get it for like 10 cents an ear here in California. So I will stock up. That is sweet and fresh. I will take it off. And here's my rule of thumb for before I freeze it. I want it to have a slight cook. I'm not going to cook it until it's soft and mushy, but I would like to just take the raw off of it. So I go 1 minute per ear in the microwave. That's all it takes. And I'll usually put a damp paper towel under it and then just use this. If we're going to use it right away, then I will go ahead. It kind of looks like a leg shaver. Don't do that. If I'm going to use it right away, then there it goes right on the salad. But if you're not going to use it right, throw it in the freezer. It'll last a good couple months for you. And when it's inexpensive and delicious, got to do it.
I really like that tool, Diane, the core. And I've used fresh corn in my soups. Sometimes it calls for frozen corn, but if we have corn in season and I use that tool, it's so delicious in your soup.
Yeah, really makes a difference. Another brand new tool that just came out is called the Stone Fruit Wedger. And so this one, you just pinch the sides and pull it out. So, the nectarines and the peaches and the plums aren't really in season yet, but they did hit the store. So I tried this. It was magical. This thing just cut right through them so easy. So if you like to do jellies, jams, I'm thinking that might help you, Shannon, when that season is here. If you like to do pies, that's going to be your new best friend. Two other things, avocado tool. I didn't bring that out. I forgot. The avocados I just picked up at the grocery store are like rocks. Like I could break a window with them right now. So I'm not going to cut into those. And then we do have our cherry and olive pitter. So for those of us, that's me, that love cherries, there you go. In fact, I'm doing a cooking party tomorrow night, and we're going to do grilled pineapple and grilled peaches on. I told her either grab a frozen pound cake or grab a fresh angel food cake, whatever she prefers. And we're going to grill the fruit and put it on that for a delicious light dessert with a little bit of fresh whipped cream. I mentioned the beans.
What fruits are you going to use, Diane?
I'm going to use pineapple and peaches if she can find them.
Okay.
I wasn't sure if she would find peaches fresh right now.
Nice.
So beans is something else you could throw on your salad. So I've got my smooth edge can opener. I think everybody on the call is a veteran, so you all know about this tool. Go all the way around and back it off. Take the lid off, and there are no sharp edges here or here. Let me take this over here to rinse it out. I've got my small mesh collar. Okay. Let me show you how pretty this turns out. I'm going to grab my make and take salad jar. This is the old Pepper Chef style. Oh, I didn't get my greens. Hang on. This is a brand I've never tried before, Organic Girl. I got the baby spinach and arugula. And the reason I got this is it was a free item at Safeway. So I'm like, oh yeah, we're going to try that. So watch, you guys know I shop Safeway all the time. Watch those deals because they really do come out with some great deals. Okay, so we want to put our heartier veggies on the bottom, right? So let's see. This one's going to be for my husband. He hates cucumbers, so I will put this in. So I'm going to put some of the, now I'm trying to make it pretty. We're going to do tomatoes on the bottom. And then we're going to put, there we go, some of the bell peppers above those. If you like to eat with your eyes, you're going to love this. Okay. And then we'll do some of the garbanzo beans. So if you are making lunches for a week, you know, just do a lot more of the ingredients. Have a little, what do you call it? Not manufacturing. What's the words? When you're manufacturing something, put it down the line. You know what I mean? We'll go the mushrooms there. Oh, carrots next for color. Oh, see, this is the hard part, is trying to leave half for, see, I've already put too much in. Oops, don't put that in, you won't eat it. Half of the toppings and half of the greens. You know what, there's a little piece of cucumber that just went in there. He'll probably find that. Well, I'll let you know if he does. Okay, there we got that. And then our greens on top. My chicken is still way too warm to put it in. So look, guys, I failed because my lettuce should start about here. But you know what? It's still going to be delicious. And your choice. You would have started off with the dressing if you're using a regular mason jar. But because I have a Pampered Chef jar, we can go ahead and add the dressing in right here. And then he can pull it out and put it over his dressing. He would definitely be the one to put it on a big plate because it's easier to eat that way. But there you go. It's just that easy. I want to tell you one more thing. Shannon, I know you've just gotten yours. I don't know if you had a chance to use it, but Taste Buds is on sale this month. It's 25% off. And when you see me cooking with all of my different seasonings that I love, it's awesome that it's become Taste Buds because that way you get to try all kinds of new ones. When I started, you know, we have Italian, dill, I think it was 4, Asian. Those are still around, you guys. Rosemary. But we have such a huge wide variety these days of different seasonings. Like today on my chicken, it's the 3 onion and the lemon garlic. So if you'd like new flavors in your world, try Taste Buds. It's 25% off this month with a 3-month or 6-month subscription. So I think that's $81 for 6 months for that size. And you'll just keep getting new recipes. Don't think you have to live by those recipes, because most of the times I just use those seasonings on everything. Like last night's dinner, I used the South Carolina rub on my salmon. And then on my sweet potatoes, I use the rosemary. Oh, and the bell pepper rub. So all kinds of different flavors, whatever you like. One more thing about making your own dressings at home is get creative with flavors. I look at vinegars and oils with different flavors all the time. And so this is one we picked up in Napa. It is sriracha lime white balsamic. This one is so yummy. We just had that on a salad 3 nights ago. And then here's a different one. This one is the Gravenstein apple, and I don't remember where we got this one. Gravenstein apple white balsamic vinegar at Del Oliva. This one I think was a gift. So if I have a salad, I'm going to add some apples to it. Oh, this would be good on strawberries. But just something like this can totally change the flavor of what you're making, and you've got a whole new favorite dish. So, like the garlic olive oil, garlic canola oil that we have, basil canola oil, all those good things, they change it up. So let me see if there's any questions in here. Bring you guys over here with me.
I have a quick one about Taste Buds, Diane. I have the subscription for all the little tasty things, which is cool. And I got the email about 25% off additionals, but for example, I do have lemon pepper. I take it back. Let's just say the South Carolina rub. I know I don't have South Carolina rub.
Okay.
Can you get is it applicable to if you try something other than the little taster pack? Because it had the flavors that I've received for the last 3 shipments. Those were, it was at least the initial offering. So
yeah. So every 3 months, every month it's going to be something different. So that's the fun part, is you get to try new ones. Now, I'm going to start telling you what they are ahead of time. I'll post that later today. I do know what's coming out for May. And if you don't like those flavors, you can skip a month and it just extends your subscription. But what you're talking about, when there's certain ones you want to try, every month from the 17th to the 27th is the marketplace add-ons. So what that means is you're already getting a shipment on the 1st of the month, and it's free shipping. So Pampered Chef allows you to add on to that shipment with whatever's in the add-on marketplace. Now it's not always everything in our line. It changes. It can change up monthly from what's in there. And I was in there a little bit ago. Let me see if I can find. Oh, I can't minimize this. Okay. I'll post it. But there are 6 items in the add-ons marketplace right now that are 15% off. They put some products in there. So I know it's the whipped cream maker, the Easy Read measure cups, the modular sheet pan set, which is perfect for the for the deluxe air fryer. Shannon, you might have that set already, but if you don't.
I do not.
Okay, let me tell you. So this is my leftovers from last night's dinner, because I did 4 pieces of salmon and 2 big sweet potatoes. I then made 2 of Diane's TV dinners. And this is the smaller pan from the modular sheet pan set. And so I already had mine today, earlier before the class started. Dave can have this one now if he doesn't want to have salad, whichever he picks. But these little things fit perfectly in the deluxe air fryer. 5 minutes on reheat, and dinner is just as good as new as last night. That is a great set. It's actually 2 that size and 1 a little bit bigger. And basically the 3 of these pans, look, I didn't wash my plate yet, but here's mine. So these 2, and then there's 1 big one. Those would fit evenly into our half sheet pan. So they kind of fit together. If you like to do like sheet pan dinners and you don't want stuff to touch, some people are like that. That's a good way to do it. But yeah, so what you could do now, I'm sorry, I got distracted with that 15% off. And then there's also 2 of our seasonings. I think it's the Italian I don't remember the sixth item, but those are 15% off in the add-ons marketplace right now, only for subscribers. So if you're not a Taste Bud subscriber, you're not going to be able to get those deals. So between the 17th and the 27th of each month, that's when you can go on into the add-on marketplace and add stuff that'll ship out on the first with your next month's Taste Buds and don't have to pay any shipping. So the way you get there is go to my website, pamperchef.biz/Diane McCrae, click on my accounts and sign in. And then it's going to bring you, or my account, not accounts, my account, and then click, you'll see Taste Buds right there. Go to Taste Buds, and you'll see a place to click for your Taste Buds hub. Go on in there and you can add stuff to your cart. It's not always the same. For instance, Sabrina was asking about getting some more of the Greek goddess, and that was not in the add-on marketplace this month, so she couldn't add that to Taste Buds. She could still buy it. It's just not in that marketplace to go with the free shipping. Did I answer your question, or I just tell you way too much, Shannon?
No, totally amazing. And now I was looking for seasonings, and I'll probably get modular trays because this is the path you lead me down. One last question though. I got the rotisserie seasoning, and
Okay.
being that you are Diane, I'm sure it's not just rotisserie chicken, which is what we all think of when you think rotisserie. So do you use it sometimes? I know you change it all up just depending on your mood and whatnot. But and I will be honest, the pork roast so delicious, and it's just garlic, olive oil, salt, and pepper. But presuming the rotisserie seasoning could be used for chicken or beef or pork or
Yeah, I'll tell you where I love it. I mean, chicken is the first thing you think of, right? But I love
right.
that on roasted vegetables. It's got a bit of a saltiness to it. So you don't need to add any salt when you do that, but I love that over a bunch of veggies. And I do a lot of mixed veggies. I'm going to do, you guys, you know, I cook whatever's on sale. So whatever's on sale is what's cooking this week in my house. And just sprinkle that over veggies and roast them. What else would I try that on? Something else that just came out, and I think that would be really good in this, and I have not tried this recipe yet, but with our new deluxe stand mixture, we have a recipe for chicken nuggets. So if you've got the
I
kids
have that. Oh my God, I'm so excited.
yeah. So I think that seasoning would be really good in the chicken nugget recipe.
Got you. Cut of beef that you would recommend to use the rotisserie feature on my air fryer?
Say that one more time.
The cut of beef you might recommend for me to use in the rotisserie for my air fryer. Have you done beef?
I did a tri-tip. It was okay. I prefer my tri-tip in the cast iron or outside grill. The only reason I figured out the cast iron is amazing for tri-tip is because I had planned to cook it one day. It was defrosted and then it rained. I'm like, nope, not doing it. So I switched to the cast iron. It was an amazing dish. And then I just did my pork tenderloins in a cast iron and I'm sold. But we don't eat a lot of beef here. We're mostly turkey and fish and chicken. So a cut of beef for the rotisserie. I'll tell you right now, you're gonna want something with fat on it because it's kind of self-basting as it rotisseries. So take a peek. I don't know, a chuck roast you'd like to do low and slow.
And
I don't
even
know.
beef by round if you can get it with the cap. And that's why I was like low and slow, low and slow. So I don't know much that's not low and slow that would come out so butter tender. But I figured I'd bring my question here. But thank you so much. The pork and
But I have
chicken's
done
good
a
enough.
tri-tip.
But
And tri-tip was good. I usually marinate my tri-tip in like Shaka's or what's the other one? Pappy seasoning. Those are my favorite for tri-tip. But I did it. It was okay. I'm still going to go back to cast iron as my favorite way. But you know you can't beat that pork roast. That's amazing. Another really good marinade if you're at the grocery store is called Basque, Basque. It's a little vinegary and peppery kind of Portuguese style. That's a great one to see if you can find. And I don't do a lot of teriyaki, but I bet the teriyaki would be good too.
thank you so much. I'll mute now, let others ask questions. Thank you.
Good to see you, Shannon. Does anybody else have a question? I am going to post this video back in the kitchen live with Diane, PCDiane group. Thank you guys so much for joining. I'm looking at the chat just in case I missed something. I think I've got it all.
Oh, Diane, when you get a chance, I would like your recipe for the pork roast in the air fryer.
I'll tell you, I marinated in the shakas. If you've ever seen Shaka's sauce, the zesty sauce is my absolute favorite. I'll just marinate it and go for a cut with some fat on it. I am looking for that fat cap somewhere because then as it roasts, 4.5 pounds is probably about the max you want to do.
Okay.
There's another seasoning I like. It's not Pampered Chef. A friend of mine, my friend Brenda, gave me some. It is a very salty rosemary seasoning. I'll see if I can find the name to that. She gave it to me literally in another mason jar. She didn't give me the package. But that's really good too on the pork roast. Let it sit for like 24 hours and then put it in the rotisserie. And the rotisserie, when they're about a 4 to 4.5 pounds, it's going to be like 40 to 45 minutes in the rotisserie in the deluxe air fryer, and it's amazing. And we'll eat that maybe the first night as a regular dinner, and then after that, it's going to be in a salad.
Nice.
It's going to go, slice it up, and it's going to go on top of a salad. So
Very
that's the usual way we eat here.
Thank you.
Okay, guys, have a great night. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you learned some new good stuff. And remember, if you do want to shop, the shared rewards party link is right above in the table party, and it's open through technically the 29th, but I'm asking everybody to place their orders by the 28th so we can get the discount up as far as we can as soon as possible. Okay, guys, have a great night.
Thanks, Diane. Good night.
Bye, guys. Oh, I did forget. Oh, I did record. I thought I forgot to record. Phew.